Well, hello again. I'm Carrie Schochet with Purple Squirrel Advisors. I'm here with Bill Kieffer, and we just did a short video on this idea of minute to win it and telling your story with an impact. But Bill and I, after we finished that first recording, we were talking about another concept that I think is really relevant to interviewing, but also relevant just to, again, storytelling in business. So Bill, maybe you can expand from here about that concept.
Yeah, I'm glad to, Carrie, and it's great to be back with you again.
Yeah.
So, a lot of times when I'm working with clients, I find that the issue of elevator pitch comes up, or
Sure.
personal pitch, or they may call it a couple different things, and they struggle with how do I make the best use of time? Kind of like the minute to win it thing. But they say, how do I even put this together in a way that makes sense, where I can tell my whole story, quick, clean, complete? And a great friend and mentor of mine, Rich Spriggle, had shared with me over you, and yours too, Carrie. You've known Rich.
Yeah, I know Rich. He's great. Yes.
Yeah. He shared a model with several of us years ago about how to do an elevator pitch. And I think it's been really effective. It was been very effective for me, but its effect goes just beyond the elevator pitch. It's helpful when you're interviewing. It's helpful when you're just networking, and it's helpful like when you're constructing a resume or a LinkedIn profile to fit inside the structure. And there's three parts to this little model, and it's really simple. I am, kind of a statement of your brand.
Right.
I have, a quick summary of the key experiences, capabilities, credentials, whatever, that are relevant to the job you're talking about or the opportunity you're talking about. And then the last bit is I'm known for. This is, what do people say about you, and what are the results that you get?
Mm-hmm.
And it can be such a great format to organize thoughts.
Yeah.
And a great way to tell your story in a neat, clean, simple way.
No, I love that. That's really cool. And I think it is just a great foundation for people to think about, whether it's for a business pitch or an interview or anything. I mean, I can see how that would be incredibly valuable exercise to do and get those talking points laid out. So I love it. Well, thank you. So again, repeat the three steps are: number one,
I am, a statement of your brand.
Number two,
I have, a simple summary of your experience, education, qualifications, etc.
And number three,
I'm known for. I am, I have, I'm known for.
Okay. So in the context of your coaching, would you really rehearse and practice these statements with like your coaching clients then? And yeah.
I do. And a lot of times it's interesting how this works. Sometimes we engage and we start first or early on working on a resume. Most of my clients right now are special operations military folks.
Okay.
And they want to get a resume done, and that's fine. But what I find is if I introduce this I am, I have, I'm known for model at the resume build time, it helps them with their elevator pitch. Their very first part of a resume, the summary part up front.
Yeah.
You never write it with those three segments, but this helps format all of the words up in that summary. And then when they get done building it, and we agree on what the right content is and make sure it really does tell their story, I say, now tell me about yourself. I invite them to do the elevator pitch, and they kind of stumble a little bit. So we practice and we practice and we practice. And I have multiple engagements, obviously, with my clients. And almost every time when I start with them, it's, so tell me about yourself, just to get them used to saying it.
Yeah. Well, okay. So you brought up another point that I think that warrants a second video. And that's this idea of career transitions. So when you're talking about somebody transitioning out of, a role like special operations in the military and then trying to come into the private sector, that's a big shift. But there's other shifts that people are making from one career to the next. And so I think that's a really, really good topic for a final video in this series on kind of how to hone in on those transferable skills, how to relate your experience from one industry into another, and get really confident with that. So let's take a pause here, and we'll come back in a minute and record on that topic if it sounds good to you.
Oh, it sounds great. Yeah.
Okay.